this. This is Aloore Radio, the voice of Oyo State.
God's been good to me. God's been good to me. Yes, God has always been good to us. That's why we could go off here for a moment because of power disruption, and we are back. And I want to pick it where we left it. Opo. Oriyomi Pamela Otuka. Opo. The curator of the National Museum of Unity, Ibadan. Opo. Who came all the way from Lagos. Was she coming here to show us how to do it? Well, he will let us know now. She will let us know. Has she come here to teach us how to do it or to do it with us? But seeing what she's been doing ever since she's been in Ibadan, it appears she's doing it with us. Because two things, doing it for us or doing it with us. She's been doing it with us. What has she been doing with us? Enlightenment. Bringing us to the realization that museum is all about people. Museum is all about enlightenment. Museum is all about entertainment. Museum is all about education. Let's hear the word from the horse's mouth. Good afternoon once again.
Good afternoon, sir.
Show us what you have been doing.
Thank you very much. The National Museum of Unity, like we all know, happens to be one of the first Unity museums that we have in the Federation. We have 4 Unity museums. The first one is the Unity Museum here in Ibadan.
Okay.
Second one, the Unity Museum Enugu.
Okay.
The third and the fourth one in Sokoto and Maiduguri, are still on the way.
Oh.
So the 2 functional Unity museums that we have in the Federation are the National Museum of Unity Ibadan and Enugu. Yes, I've come from Lagos. I was posted here some months ago, precisely about 7 months ago.
Oh, wow.
And coming in here to look at what has been happening in Ibadan, I decided to, look into what my predecessors have done. And to be quite honest, they've done quite a lot of things. And I decided to, put some of the ideas that are on ground and add to what they have done to make the Museum of Unity a better place. And like I said to a wider audience when we were doing the Global African History Month, I told them, I said, my goal here is to put the National Museum of Unity on the map where it deserves to be, just like the British Museum.
Yes.
And God helping us, we are getting there. Every day we are most of the programs that we do, it's pushing us to that map. At this junction, I want to thank quite a number of people, especially the media. They are doing quite a lot to educate the masses. Whatever we're doing in the museum, we usually put it in the newspapers, both soft and the print media, for them to see, for people to read and know that yes, the museum is moving, and quite frankly, we are moving forward.
Thank you. So, the museum in Ibadan is a National Museum of Unity.
Yes, sir.
Would you say we are lucky?
Yes, we are lucky. We are lucky to have, because in the Southwest, this is the only Unity Museum in the Southwest, in the whole of Southwest.
So what does the word unity there mean? What does it really mean?
And actually, what happened is that when we talk about unity here, we're talking about, Nigeria is a country of diverse culture. And so, when we talk about unity, we're talking about the Hausa, the Igbo, the Yoruba, the Idoma, the people from Calabar and all over. And for all we know, we have well over 215 ethnic groups.
Wow.
And so for us to, have a unity museum simply means that it is a place, a building, a structure where you will come in and you will not only see the antiquities that has to do with a particular culture, but you will see modern, diverse culture in one place, in one building.
That's a hot shot.
Yes. So for us in Ibadan now, we are on the soils of Yoruba land, and that doesn't mean that most of the objects that we have there are Yoruba objects. We have Yoruba objects. We have the Igbo. We have the ones from Kalabari. We have the ones from Idoma. We have the ones from all over from the north. Everything is in there for people to come in and take a look and learn.
Under one roof, we can see all of these cultural icons.
Yes, sir.
Just by one visit, and you can get to learn about all the cultures there are in Nigeria, right?
Yes, sir.
Well, some people think museum is a place that they may not want to go because it has all these fetish, all these, things that are forbidden. Is that correct?
No, that's not correct, sir. It's a notion that we're trying our best in the museum to prove to the people that it is not. Quite a number of people have been there and nothing has happened. I mean, they've seen nobody scream and say, oh, this is what they saw. The thing is, yes, we have a lot of things that our forebears used. So, and the museum is a place of education, is a place of enlightenment, is a place of leisure
to learn about the
past. So what we do is we use these things to let the world know that before the advent of colonialism, there was a people, and these are the ways of these people. These are the culture, which is the way of life of a people. These are what they are doing. We are using their arts to teach, to let the world know that before the advent of colonialism, we used to have our own way of learning. We used to have our own way of making crafts. And because of the fact that we were good in our arts, a lot of them were even carted away. We're talking about the Benin expedition. And so many other of our artifacts that are carted away that are being, being repatriated right now, because right now as we speak, a lot of them are making restitutions by bringing them back to Nigeria. So saying that the museum is a place of Orisha is something that is a notion that we should try not to have. We should try and erase that notion from our minds, because that is not true. We are only using these things to teach, to let people know that these are things that were happening, or these are things that happened in the past, but now we're in the present. And so they have become things of art, things to behold, beauty.
You know what? I can't believe I'm hearing you saying all this. When you and I know full well that you go to some churches or to some places of worship where they tell you that we have to cast that demon following you from your ancestors out of you, and that's where you can make it in life. That's where you can become this, the power of this, the power of that. And you are here saying that it is okay to still go back to the way of our ancestors.
What I'm saying is, I'm not saying that they should worship it. That's not true. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that these are things to learn from.
For instance,
some
could
people,
we see
this is a democratically setting. Everybody has freedom of religion, freedom of speech, freedom of expression. We have, even right now, we have Christians, we have Muslims, we have traditional worshippers. But we in the museum, we are not propagating. We are not saying worship it. We are saying come and learn.
Learn about what?
Learn about our forebears, our ancestors. What they use.
Our forebears that we are trying to cast away.
Is it possible to cast away our forebears?
But that's what has been happening.
If we can't cast away our forebears, we can only cast out the demons that are behind some certain things. But our forebears, we are talking about a people. We are talking about a race. We are talking about a way of life of a people. Their culture. So everybody in the world has their culture. They have their ways of doing their things. How can we cast that away?
Other than their religion?
Other than their religion, they have their ways of life.
So culture is different from religion?
Culture is quite different from religion.
You want to throw more light on that?
Yeah, I said culture is the life of a people. When we talk about culture of a people, we're talking about the way of life, the way, let's even go to the simplest, the way they eat their food, their dressing,
the kind of food they eat,
the kind of food they eat, their identity, their names, you know, even to the structure that they were living before. Okay. Before, so many people were living in mud houses, but now we've seen quite a number of houses. People are using brick. Does that mean that we don't know about that? We know about it, but we are no longer using it. So that's the way it is with the museum. So many people now, they are trying to throw away their culture because of this. But I think it's because they don't have an understanding. And that is why the museum comes in. Okay. The museum comes in to enlighten. You see, two things. There's a difference between enlightenment and education. Yes, we are enlightening them to say, look, this is what these things used to be. You don't have to worship it. We don't worship it there. But it is our duty to tell you that this is what it is used for. This was what they were used for, and this was their functions. Okay, so we put it aside. But it is now left for you to make up your mind, because there's freedom of expression. You can choose your religion. You can choose to do whatever you want to do. There's freedom of that, provided you are 18 in Nigeria here. So we are not propagating that they should worship, and we are not saying that they should throw anything away. We are just saying that we are the custodians of our culture. And so most of the time when you come in here, all we do is we enlighten you. Now,
let me ask you one question. Are you saying there are things to learn from our culture?
There are quite a number of things to learn from our culture.
Give me an example. Or examples.
Okay. Let me just go. You see, because of the wider audience and because my targets are usually the youth. So I want to address the youth at this point. So let me go to the simplest thing now.
Okay.
I want to refer to the pottery that we make.
Okay.
We are talking in terms of, if we talk about pottery, we have different types. We have the ones that are the ones that we use as fitila.
Okay, like earthenware.
Earthenwares. We're talking about earthenwares now. We have the fitila. We have the mud pot that Yorubas call amu.
Amu, yes.
And so we use it to drink water those days.
Okay.
Okay. And the water used to be so cold.
Cool.
Very cool. Right now we have fridge. We have dispensers.
But fridge has replaced that.
It has replaced that. We need to enlighten them. And right now, science is saying it is even better you drink from the earthen pot than for you to even drink from the fridge, because of the chemicals that it brings.
Oh.
You understand? Because these things are quite natural. The lot of things that we are doing right now is being harmful to our health.
It's nature endowed.
Yes, and it's harmful. So what we are doing now, we are coming back. Even some of the way we dress. A lot of students now, a lot of youth now, they are all going on natural hair. We used to have natural hair before perming come, before other things came in. But right now, if you look at the youth especially, a majority of them are going back. Okay, recently there was a documentary on a lady that said when she was perming her hair, because she was retouching her hair with chemicals, she had cancer.
Okay.
You understand? But in the museum, we tell you that we have, those days our mothers used to go on natural hair, and then they used to weave it, and a lot of ladies now are weaving their, you will see them, they will just weave all back now, and they will leave their hair like that. They are showcasing their culture.
So are you alluding to the fact that all of these changes we are seeing in our youth these days, the museum is instrumental to that?
Well, partly. We can't say it, but what we are saying is we also advocate for such. We tell you the what is obtainable right now and the one that was in the past. Okay. Our duty is just to enlighten you about what happened, because even generations unborn are still going to learn about these things.
Okay, that brings us to one point. I understand you are curating an exhibition.
Yes, sir.
That you titled "My Virginity, My Pride, and My Unbroken Shield."
An unbroken shield. What? My virginity, my pride, and unbroken shield.
Okay, my virginity, my pride, and my unbroken shield.
An unbroken shield.
and an unbroken shield.
Yes, sir.
What does that mean?
Well, that exhibition, I don't know. I was going through the store, our store, and I saw some objects, and I decided to do an exhibition. I was looking for what to do, and all of a sudden I saw a pot.
Okay.
And actually we have that pot in our gallery right now that talks about virginity. You know, when you meet a lady, if she's not this virgin, the way it is presented to her parents. And when I saw that pot in storage,
you got moved.
I got moved. I said to myself, like I said earlier on this program, I said one of the people I'm targeting right now are the youth. I said, what can I do to also help them? And I thought of this exhibition, and I want it to be like, we have two beautiful halls in the museum. Okay. But I'm saying, let's move outside. We don't want them outreach program. It's an outreach program, and it's also called a traveling exhibition. We don't want a situation where people keep coming into the museum. We now want to go and enlighten them. And so the first point of call that I took was the Leeds City University.
Oh, that's where the exhibition
will be holding. And myself and my team, we decided that what we should do is we should try and save one or two kids, because each time they come in after their orientation, during the matriculation, they orientate them and they go around. They have this freedom. They just do whatever they like. We all have passed through that stage, and we are saying that if we told them, we teach them about what virginity is, and the pride, that's why my pride, my shield, where the pride that a man has not touched you before your marriage, the kind of pride that even your parents we enjoy, and even it's kind of priceless.
Is that a thing of pride anymore? How many young girls of nowadays go to their husband home and they are still intact, meaning they are still virgin? And if it's so, what pride is left in that?
You see, you might be surprised. Quite a number of girls, the church is doing their best. Okay. And so one of the reasons why we in the museum will also do these things is because we also work with communities. So it's also our duty. It's not only the duties of the church they should maintain their virginity. Because even this exhibition, we are looking at it.
Girls who are not the happening type.
No. We are looking at it from four angles. We are looking at it from the health angles. By the way, the health angle. When we are talking about virginity, we are not only referring to the girls, sir. We are referring to both parties, both the male and the female.
And the female.
Yes.
Okay.
Because a boy or a man also get this virgin.
Oh, okay.
So, but a particular interest is being on the girl child. That is very wrong.
So you're also looking
at addressing more male and
well.
female. Yes, we are addressing both male and female, and we are saying, one, health-wise, we also look at it from the spiritual angle.
Okay.
We are also looking at it from the social angle.
Okay.
And I've forgotten the fourth one right now, because it happens to be four.
Okay.
And so most of the people that will come that day will come and talk to us. We were bringing an evangelist, a pastor, to talk from the spiritual angle. We are bringing in a doctor
to talk him from the point of health.
Yes, and a social influencer, one of these influencers, that will also come and talk about virginity. Mm-hmm. Yes. So we want that to be. We want the exhibition to hold, because we feel that the decadence in our society is
getting
alarming, and there's a need to address it. Mm-mm. We want to nip it up now, right now, and so we want to contribute our own quota, just a little. And to interest you, sir, just recently, I got in touch with Leeds City University, and the professor in charge of performing arts department said to me, "Madam Curator, can you just hold on for a little while we have new intakes?"
Okay.
You know what she said to me that moved me? She said, we might be able to rescue 2 or 3, because immediately they come into the university, they have this freedom. They are free.
That the thing, freedom.
Yes, freedom. Especially the children that we refer to as getting children. once they have the opportunity to, be on their own for some few
So
months.
the exhibition is going to look at virginity, the pride underlining it, and then also the unbroken shield that gives you joy. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
How are you using art to address that?
Well, we want to do something also very interesting, because we've decided to call for paintings that has to do with virginity.
Okay.
And to surprise you now, a lot of artists are coming in. They are, sending in their artworks, and as we speak, we have about 10.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
Both from Lagos and here in Ibadan. A lot of artists are putting in their paintings. They want to, because what we said to them was they should tell us what virginity means to them, because on that day we are going to exhibit all these things. And to surprise you, sir, a lot of them are coming in.
And you think that might change the perspective, or the perception rather, of these young ladies who are so vibrant, who are so, if you like, intelligent and active, and you go to tell them that, oh, please, don't be active as you are, keep virginity. This is part of your pride. And you think they will listen to you with all those things they have on the internet?
They will, because you see, majority of these children, what is happening to them is because of what we call the peer group pressure.
Okay.
They are being pressurized to give in to, to start having boyfriends at a very early age. Something the church has been, battling with, I've been talking to them with. But if we lend our voice to what has been on ground, to say, please, these are the repercussions. Oh, for instance, I learned that if a lady sleeps with 10 men, the DNA of those men will remain in her body. A lot of people don't know that. But by the time we tell them that this is it, and by the time they will give birth, it's possible that their child might resemble one of those men they've slept with.
That didn't have anything to do with their pregnancy.
So these are called enlightenment, and that's why we come in. We're enlightening them on the repercussion of losing their virginity, both male, because the man there, and there's from the health angle, there's HIV. HIV is still very much around.
Looking at it from the health angle too. Wow, I wish you could go on with this. But bottom line is, do you know when the exhibit will be coming up?
Yes, we are looking at June ending.
Okay.
For us to put up the exhibition, but we'll be doing it yearly now. With Lee City University, we'll be talking to them each time there is a.
Are you doing this in collaboration with any organization or whatever?
No, this is an opportunity for us to call on artists and anyone that want to invest with us. Of course, we are doing it with you, Daddy Odunlade. You know that. You have always been our patron. You are our grand patron, and but we don't do anything without you, sir. Without you there, it's not complete. So first of all, we are doing it with you. I'm using this opportunity to say we are doing it with you. So and other investors can come, because we need quite a number of sponsors to make the program.
We have just about 2 minutes to go, and I want these 2 minutes to shed light on some of your activities, like the Global Africa History Month and the other things that you have embarked on since you have been in Ibadan.
Okay, we want to thank God for the success of the Global African History Month. Like I've always been saying, the Global African History Month has given birth to quite a number of programs that we are doing right now. Even this, My Virginity, My Pride, and Unbroken Shield is also a product of an offshoot of the Global African History Month. Apart from that, we've done our Monument Day, and we have named one of our halls Aloore of our Oju Inu Agba Oye.
Oh, wow, that's exciting. Thank
you. And so we felt that the suspended leg is not being given to
in Oju Inu Agba Oye, here in State.
Yes, in
one of our tourist centers.
Yes.
That the whole world must come and visit.
Yes. So the visit starts from Ibadan here. We want Ibadan people to come and and visit the place. And so when you come to the museum, you will have at least the insight of what you are going to see at Aloore. Yes, because we have the drawing
of the
suspended lake and the heritage mountain right there on our walls.
So you saying to me that you believe in tourism as a way of earning, some. What and what do you think are in tourism more so that we have to promote it?
If by God's grace we are believing that the new dispensation, the new government will invest in tourism, and by the time they invest in tourism, you will see that it will surpass what we call oil.
Oh, really?
Yes, it will, because there's quite a number of money
involved in tourism. Yes, okay. Yes.
Because by the time people are aware of places like this suspended lake, this
another place in Oyo State,
and people are coming all over the world. When they come, they will stay in hotels, right?
Yes.
They will eat.
Yes.
They will take
transport. They might even buy as low as pure water.
Yes, and so they are boosting the economy. And so we are pleading, or we are asking that the government should please take a look into tourism. We have quite a number of things in Nigeria that will fetch us good money.
So in other words, you are saying art and culture, which are the ingredients for tourism, has become what you want to call creative economy.
Yes, sir.
Right?
Yes, sir.
So the product goes beyond just culture. But has become a product that you can showcase, that you can market across the length and breadth of. And you think Ibadan or your state and Nigeria has all those potentials?
Ibadan has that potential.
Wow. Thank you very much. It's been wonderful with you, Mrs. Oriyomi Pamela Otuka, the curator of the National Museum of Unity, Ibadan. Oh, wow. Oh, my God. Wow. Thank you for coming on the program.
My pleasure.
And I hope when we call you again, you will not hesitate.
I won't hesitate.
You will come and answer our call.
Oh, yes.
We are not the one calling you. It's the governor who is calling you.
I will be there.
Ọba pe Ọlọ́run dífá. Bífá jẹ́ bífá ò jẹ́. O ní dọ́ba lóhùn.
Màá dá àwọn ọba lóhùn.
Ẹ ṣé gan ni. Inú wa dùn gan láti rí lórí ètò yìí.
Ẹ ṣé sir.
Ẹ ṣé gan so very much.
Yes sir.
Àrìnà kórè o.
Yes.
Àkòyá ibi. Ẹ délé pẹ̀lú ayọ̀ àtàlàáfíà.
Àmín sir.
Thanks for coming on the program.
My pleasure, sir.
Yes.
A cloud appeared this morning to tell a caring story.
You've just heard it all. You've just seen how we have been losing out on things that we should have been converging, we should have been converting to naira and kobo, to dollars and cents, to pound sterling and shillings. And that's tourism. And we have it all. We have it all here in Oyo State, in Ibadan, and even in Nigeria. You just heard about the National Museum of Unity here in Ibadan that Mrs. Otuka has been talking to us about. Don't be left out. Oil is not the only means by which a country can survive. A country can live. So, I'm going to get aside to give room to the next participants on this program, Oju Inu Agba Oye, on www.facebook.com, Aloore Radio on YouTube, and your website, www.alooreradio.com, and the number is 09039853731. Until I come your way next week, my name is Tunde Odulade, the curator of the Tunde Odulade Arts and Culture Connections in Bodija. Please listen to radio all the time. Thank you.
To tell a caring story with its gentle moving form, it shows a road to travel on. There is a loving friend. I can see his waving hand. I can see his warm smile. Although he's in heaven's high, we ask you to stay and learn how to pray, but you had to travel on.
Yeah, good afternoon, listeners. Wherever you're watching us, we are live on Aloore Radio, and on this segment of Inu Agba Oye. We're going to talk about art. Art as a creative economy. And right here, I'm here with my co-host.
Toluwanemi Shokunbi.
Yeah, thank you for joining me on this segment.
You're welcome.
Once again, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, wherever you may be, whether you're driving, probably you're at home, eating, relaxing, do stick on the dial. Well, without further much ado, Tolu, a lot of people don't really know what art is. When you tell people about art, they feel art is paintings, drawings,
Sculptures.
yeah, and the likes. And art is really, really much more than that. But let me just say something. Art can be the expression of human creativity and imagination through various forms.
Yes.
Whereby we have visual art,
Drama.
performing art, yeah. We have literary art,
Designs.
we have designs, crafts, digital art, and so many more. Whether it is a painting hung on a wall, probably at home, at office, in a gallery, a melody played on an instrument, or a poem written, or a recitation, or a drama, art is the only tool that helps people convey the messages they cannot express themselves. So in other words, art is life.
Life
is art. Thank you. So today we would just look at a few points, which will be the importance of art and art as a creative economy. From inception, it is an established fact that art and culture is a creative economy. Especially in Nigeria, art is the only finished product that get out of Nigeria. Before we have crude oil, we have to import back our food. We import, we export. But art itself is the only finished product that goes out of this country, because art itself is unique. And I believe art alone from inception has truly been a means for creative economy. So Tolu, I would want you to do justice to what do people know art as? What is the importance of art, and what does art do? What's the impact of art on the economy of a given nation?
Thank you very much, Goke. As we all know that we all have different kinds of challenges. Like the world itself is full of challenges.
Yes.
So there is the need for us to see art as something that calms our nerves and makes us happy. And we have different impacts of art on human lives. The first is that it helps to improve one's mental health. Art has a way of making you feel excited, elated, and you'll be able to think creatively. And one thing about art is that art helps to improve mental health. For example, there was this patient that was into serious depression. He had depression for over 5 years. I think
5 years?
he lost everything. I think
Wow.
he did some contracts with some group of people, and they swindled him. So he just gave up on life. But
Wow.
before we knew it, they took him to the hospital and he was recovering. He was recovering very, very fast. We were like, what is happening? Little did we know that he had a particular artwork hung on the wall of his ward. So he always stares at that abstract work. It was an abstract work. He always stares at it. And before we knew it, he was able to solve all the puzzles that life brought to him. And before we knew it, he got discharged and is doing very fine now.
So are you saying it's not the medication
It's
being
not the
administered
medication.
at the hospital?
Art heals.
Art heals.
Yes.
Wow,
Art heals. Art restores.
that's great.
Yes. Another thing is that it enhances creativity. If you are surrounded by creative minds, or a place that people are creative, you will be able to bring up ideas, and you become a problem solver.
Do you know, just like this program we are on, Oju Inu Agba
Agba
Oye?
Oye, yes. Inner eyes, deeper wisdom, if I'm correct.
Yes.
So, an artist will make a better lawyer. An artist will make a better doctor. An artist will also make a better engineer. So art is life, life is art. There's nothing you can do about that. And when we talk about art, we're not just talking about visual art. We have drama, even watching movies, you know, there are sometimes that you watch movies and you feel so emotional, you feel like crying, you feel like, this is just movie now, why am I teary? No, you know, it is art. Art makes you feel. And there are sometimes you'll be watching all these action movies and you feel as if you are the one shooting the gun. You'll be like, yeah, oh yeah, break it. You know, it is just an expression. All this thing is art. You understand me? So art makes you to generate new ideas. It makes you to be a problem solver. Another thing art does is that it helps to calm yourself. It helps to reduce stress. For example, you've been working all through the day and you feel so tired, and you just plug in your earpiece and listen to soul music, cool music, and you'll be enjoying your life.
Okay, do you like music?
I love music.
So what kind of music do you listen to?
I love quiet music, calm music, and sometimes I love to go on jazz.
Oh,
jazz
you have a great taste of music.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
So art has a way of conveying a message.
Okay.
Yes, another thing art does is that it helps to evoke or provoke emotions. For example, if you see maybe an artwork or a movie that maybe an artwork that has to do with, maybe you saw something like a sword or a gun or something, you know, you can just go back into the past, like, during that NSAS time, you know, wow, the youth just died for you know, so you just you to bring back emotions, and you know, you have a mix up of emotions. So art has a way of making you, art life itself is art. It makes you feel, you'll be able to express yourself.
Feel emotions.
Exactly. Even reading books, you know, there are so many books that you read. Books educate, book also entertains. Yes, so those are the things that art does. Art also helps us to be able to differentiate ourselves, to be able to differentiate from whatever ethnic group that we are. For example, we have facial scarifications. You know, people are differentiated through what we all know as tribal marks. You know, when you see somebody from Ibadan, you see, this tribal mark is from Ibadan, this one is from Ogbomoso, this one is from, no, you'll be able to differentiate. So art does all of these things. So there is no way we can separate art and life. They work hand in hand. So we should try as much as possible to encourage art wherever we are. There's nothing we can do without art. Even in churches, they sing. Music is art. You understand me? Drama is art. Prose, poems, all these things are art. So art cannot be overemphasized. Art is life, life is art. Thank you very much.
So if I get it correctly, you are making me know and our listeners, wherever they are, that art is beyond painting and drawings.
Far beyond painting.
It goes as far as painting, photography, theater,
graphic designing,
music, poetry, drama, and a whole lot of, you know, I think the world is moving, and we are moving as well. You know, we are in tech age. We have digital art where we see, you know, the likes of digital art, NFTs, and stuff like that. Well, on this note, I would want to tell our listeners at home that we'll be back on this same program next week. So I want you to stay tuned and join us on www.alooreradio.com. That reminds me to, you know, when the curator was talking earlier about my virginity, my pride, and unbroken shield. You know, she mentioned about how they have told artists to, you know, submit works talking about that thing for that exhibition, virginity, that they should submit works on how they understand what virginity is. And I think that's a good way there of bringing art closer to the people.
Exactly.
And letting people know that art goes way beyond whatever they see probably on the roadside, drawings and all sorts. Because like we said earlier, art is life. Life is art. And also, I think that backs up an adage my mentor used to say, art is the lie and makes us see
the truth.
The truth.
Yeah.
So on this note, listeners at home, wherever you may be, thank you for being with us on Aloore Radio. I want you to, you know, do well still on this dial, same time next week on www.facebook.com/Aloore Radio, on YouTube at Aloore Radio, on our website www.alooreradio.com. You can also download Aloore Radio app on your mobile app store, your app store, and your Play Store. And if you want to reach us on Aloore Radio, the number is 090-3985-3731. Thank you for joining us. Stay blessed
And stay productive. Bye.
To tell a caring story with its gentle moving form. It shows a road to travel.